The Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution guarantees the right to bear arms, but people can often overlook the fine print. As with every right, there is also responsibility. And in the case of the right to bear arms, there is also an obligation to ensure the safety of yourself and others around you. Mismanagement or negligence to responsibly handle firearms can cause accidents, get you in legal trouble, or even have fatal consequences. So today we will be covering the 5 most important rules every new gun owner should know about. This is Colonel Trigger, and let's shoot straight into it. If you ever have been to the range, you would have heard this sentence at least once. Always treat every firearm as if it's loaded, even if you know for a fact that it's not. And this rule is almost universal for a good reason. This helps new gun owners get into the mindset of treating their guns with respect and prevents accidental discharges, which are a leading cause of firearm-related injuries and fatalities these days. According to the National Safety Council, in 2024 alone, there are over 463 unintentional firearm deaths in the United States. Many of these could have been avoided by following this simple rule. When handling a gun, always check the chamber and magazine for ammunition. Even if someone hands you a firearm and it claims it's unloaded, verify yourself. Treating a firearm as loaded includes never pointing it at anything you do not intend to shoot. This practice ensures that if an accidental discharge occurs, it does not result in harm. Reinforcing this habit can prevent countless tragedies, particularly in households with children. A study by the American Academy of Pediatrics found that nearly 4.6 million children live in homes with at least one loaded, unlocked firearm, increasing the risk of accidental injury. Treating your firearm with respect also sets a good example for children as they imprint this and can also grow up to be responsible gun owners. Not all gun laws are created equal. They can vary significantly depending on where you live. Failing to comply with these laws can lead to severe legal consequences, including fines, imprisonment, and permanent revocation of firearm rights. Just because owning a gun is a right doesn't mean it can't be taken away. Same as freedom is a right, but it can be taken away if you are a threat to others' right to safety. One of the most important local laws you should be aware of is the restrictions on magazine capacities. It can vary drastically between states, as some allow you 30-round magazines, while other states like California bar magazine capacity at 10. There are also laws where you cannot take a firearm. For example, in states like Florida, carrying firearms in a school or government building is a big no-no. Understanding these laws is critical for responsible gun ownership. Organizations like the National Rifle Association and local law enforcement agencies often provide resources to help gun owners stay informed about legal requirements. Ignorance of the law is not a valid defense, and staying informed can protect you from accidental violations. You can check your local NRA chapter or other similar groups to get a better understanding of the gun ownership laws in your jurisdiction. Otherwise, what is the point of fishing for a good deal on that AR you wanted just to be fined thousands of dollars because you broke some obscure law that you didn't know about? Storing your guns when not in use is something a lot of people take lightly. This can be pretty dangerous if you have children around the house, and it's not just the children that you need to be worried about. Other individuals may misuse your weapon if you leave it out in the open around a house a lot. According to a survey, about 1.7 million children live in homes with unlocked and loaded guns. This is a massive accidental shooting risk. Everyone has heard stories about children finding loaded weapons and playing with them, only to end with fatal consequences. The safest way to store a firearm is in a locked gun safe or cabinet. Biometric safes, which use fingerprint recognition, offer quick access for unauthorized users while preventing unauthorized access. Cable locks and trigger locks are additional safety security measures that can render a firearm inoperable. Storing ammunition separately from firearms is another crucial practice. This separation adds a layer of safety, making it more difficult for unauthorized users to operate the weapon. Firearm storage laws vary by state. For instance, Massachusetts requires firearms to be stored in a locked container or equipped with a tamper-proof locking device. Non-compliance can result in fines or imprisonment. That doesn't mean you leave yourself completely disarmed in case there's a break in entry. You can install a small gun safe right next to your bed with biometric locks, and retrieving your weapon from there can be as fast as getting it out of your bedside table drawer. Just like any other piece of equipment you own, a gun also demands regular maintenance and proper training. A poorly maintained firearm is more prone to malfunctions, which can result in accidental discharges or failure, and that can come at a time when you need it the most. Regular maintenance includes cleaning the firearm after each use to remove debris, carbon buildup, and moisture that can lead to rust or corrosion. Most firearm manufacturers provide detailed instructions for maintenance in their user manuals. Neglecting these procedures can compromise the firearm's performance and safety. Another important rule you follow is training and learning safety techniques. Practicing these techniques at a shooting range can help reinforce good habits. This is just like how before you drive a car on the road, you need to go to driving school to learn how to safely operate the car. Gun training is an essential aspect of safe handling. According to a Pew Research Center survey, 7 in 10 gun owners say they have taken a gun safety course such as weapons training, hunter safety, or firearm safety. These courses can provide valuable knowledge on proper handling, storage, and shooting techniques, ensuring you are well prepared to use your firearm responsibly. You can check out your local gun clubs and see if they have small training programs that you can go to for a few weekends to get basic gun handling techniques. Remember, it's always the man behind the gun that matters. The gun itself is just a tool and would be useless if you don't know how to use it properly. According to the same Pew Research Center survey we quoted before, 75% of gun owners say they feel safer with a gun in their house than they would without a gun. Self-defense is a fundamental reason behind owning a gun. However, owning a firearm for self-defense carries a significant moral and legal responsibility. While firearms can provide protection, their use in self-defense scenarios must comply with the law and adhere to ethical considerations. Most states have stand your ground or castle doctrine laws that outline when the use of deadly force is justified. For example, Florida's stand your ground law permits individuals to use deadly force if they believe it is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm. However, misuse of these laws can lead to criminal charges. It is essential to understand the legal definition of self-defense in your jurisdiction. Engaging in an altercation when there is a safe opportunity to retreat may not be justified in states without stand your ground laws. Additionally, using excessive force can result in legal consequences, even if your actions were intended for self-defense. Owning a firearm is a serious responsibility that requires a commitment to safety and legality. By adhering to these cardinal rules, treating every firearm as loaded, knowing and following the law, storing firearms securely, practicing regular maintenance, and understanding self-defense responsibilities, you can ensure the safety of yourself and those around you. By educating yourself and following these guidelines, you contribute to a culture of responsible firearm ownership that prioritizes safety. Always remember, a well-informed gun owner is a safe gun owner. Stay safe out there. Until next time, Colonel Trigger, signing off.